good. That's a good clap.
Well, welcome everybody to the very first A View from Down Here with ADian and Ickle Jamie.
Ickle Jamie.
The very, very first one. This is going to be entertaining. There's going to be a lot of shit chatting between a bunch of... Nah, we're not even friends. Fucking hate you, mate. Have you got the flaming Clarios right there?
A flaming
So every
hot
week,
clown.
this is a music-based podcast, guys. So it's going to be talking a lot about music, but it's more about music, friendship, and joining people. So it won't always be our ugly mugs on here. It will always be, we have some guests, local musicians, other creators as well, talking about being creative, being friendly, all that kind of stuff. So first thing is first, Jamie. Every week, I have decided that I'm going to come up, essentially, with like a brand new idea or scenario. I'll give you this scenario. It's a real life scenario.
Nice.
It'll be something that you'll sit in, or a place or a feeling or something like that you'll be in. And I'll tell you every week to pick a song. What song are you listening to when you hear the scenario? What song would be in your head as it's going along? Whatever. Okay? So this week's scenario. What was this weekend?
Halloween.
Halloween was in fact this weekend. So, Jamie, this week's scenario is... You're standing in a field, okay? The sun's setting, you know, it's beautiful British field. You can tell it's surrounded by woodlands. The sun is setting, so it's kind of golden out. You know, it's autumn.
Yeah.
It's kind of golden. So at the end of this field, you see a swing, a little tree attached to a swing. It's moving. You can see very audibly the swing is moving. And next to it is a girl. She's in raggedy, horrible clothing. She's got her hair long and down, but you can also see that she's looking for someone. So, what song is playing?
What is like a matter of fact, or is that the song that I'm playing in the moment?
Yeah, the song that's playing for you in the moment.
I see.
So obviously every song's will be different. It's more of a feeling than an emotion.
Yeah. Feeling. Oh, I don't know. Can I think about it for the episode?
Yeah, well, in which case, I'll go over what mine is.
Yes.
So
good
when
idea.
I think of something like that, I think something that's like really uneasy. So for some reason, I don't know why, there's a song by Radiohead called 15 Step.
Right.
And it's like the thing behind the song, like the meaning behind the song, to be fair, everything in Radiohead is really dark. But the actual meaning behind the song is not really that uneasy. However, the whole thing's in 5/4. So it's just got this this feeling of just like, you don't know where you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And it has that sort of idea behind it that's just, every time I hear it, I kind of sit there and go, you know what I mean? Because I can't even find where the one is. I kind of sat there like...
Oh, I see. Confusing.
Well, yeah, confused... Aroused? No.
Confused and aroused. So that the name of the podcast is now Confused and Aroused.
Yeah, confused and aroused. It's like a really shitty Led Zeppelin cover band. Rather than dazed and confused, you're confused and aroused. So yeah, that's mine. So I mean, you got to think what that kind of situation gives you. You know, like how does it make you feel? Like obviously for me, being in that situation, it doesn't make me scared because I'm a distance away from it. You know, if it was happening even though it's happening directly in front in terms of what my eyes are, I mean in terms of it's in the distance, so I can very easily walk away, which unfortunately I'm a flighter, not a fighter.
Yeah.
Flight will kick in and I'll be out of there.
No, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Jamie's in the middle of the ring going, hey bro, can we just hug it out?
Yeah, come on, man. I think Brick by Boring Brick by Paramore.
Ooh, okay.
Just because it's got that sort of like, you know, she must have been through some drama, you know, some shit.
So you're not thinking in terms of like the way the music is. You're thinking more in terms of the lyrics, because I feel like Brick by Brick, although it's a great song, it does feel slightly. I don't know. To me, it just feels like a pop punk song. So
Yeah. That was the lyrics, is it? Because I was trying to think of another. I felt like Paramore. There's something about it, especially with the self-titled album as well, but I was thinking Brick by Boring Brick is like the super like cynical. It's really because it's not like cynical pop punk that's like I hate my mum and dad.
That kind of like there's only 1 year of pop punk that like to me, and this is a very uncontroversial opinion, because there's several punk casts I've seen on the internet, so I'm sure they're going to be naming me at some point if they ever
punk
see
cast,
this.
cool.
Yeah, but I honestly think in terms of pop punk that from American Idiot onwards is when it's shit. I think American Idiot, and this is a poor opinion from me, and this is my unpopular opinion. Everyone has a couple. I've got a few, but my unpopular opinion in terms of music is that I don't think that's a good album. I really don't think it's a good album. I think
What, American Idiot?
Nah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't like it. I genuinely don't like it. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that all pop punk after American Idiot was shit.
And that. I think both. But I mean, there's some songs I like that Paramore album, the one that's got not Misery, but their other song. But obviously not Brick. Is it the Brick?
Ain't
one
It
with
Fun?
Brick? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so that's the self-titled album.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was.
That blew up, man. It like.
I know, because I remember when I was like a kid when it first came out. It's a really
amazing album. Have you listened to After Laughter, the album?
No, what?
I think
Paramore
oh my god, you'd love it, man.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's just such a great album. It's such a great album.
I've heard they're like more poppy stuff. Like
that was that one.
Like the original sort of, because I know that 2 band members left after that album in 2008, the self-titled one.
No, so they left after the 2009 album. I think it was 2009, which was the one with The Only Exception on. Something Brand New Eyes.
Brand New Eyes, there you go, yeah.
And then so that's 2009, and then they went on a bit of a hiatus, but then they released a single in like 2010 when it was just Hayley Williams
and her husband,
Taylor
right?
York. No, he never joined Paramore.
Oh.
I'm not sure if they were married at this point, but then 2013 self-titled album came out, and it was just her, Taylor York, the guitarist, and the bassist Jeremy Davis.
I was aware that it was only 3 of them.
Yeah, and
because I know in one of the videos there is only 3 of them.
Yes, yeah. Well, there's only 3 of them now, but they kicked Jeremy out.
Yeah,
I don't know. They never said what grounds, but she tweeted something a while ago about how Paramore will always stand with the LGBTQ community, and the reason why previous band members have left is because they didn't suit Paramore's ethics and morals.
Oh wow!
But because they would start off as like a Christian band.
I mean,
it's from Nashville.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I guess that. I mean, it's there's a lot of bands, but I feel like there's a very fine line with that. Like, I think that in terms of with Hayley Williams, yeah, and like Paramore, I feel like they have been a sort of Christian band. I feel like you can kind of tell that. Whereas I feel like it's the same thing can be said that Kings of Leon are actually a country band. If you think about it fully, if you look back to those first 2 albums, I can't remember what the first one's called, but Aha Shake Heartbreak, Run It Because of the Times, all of them early albums, although it's like something so different and just like, oh my God, incredible, which I will always stick to, is those albums being some of the best of the 2000s, but that'll be another day.
Well, it's funny you mentioned about controversial opinions.
Oh, go on.
I just don't like Kings of Leon. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry, everyone.
Why don't you like Kings of Leon? I'm curioso now.
Because it just feels like not many people know much Kings of Leon. It's just that those 2 songs, and then people like scream the choruses because they don't really know all the words. So it's
have you listened to anything other than those songs? That's
exactly,
the thing.
Exactly.
So is it just that idea that you can't get past it?
Yeah. And I'm kind of the same with Bon Jovi.
Oh no, I really don't like hard rock.
There's hard rock, and then there's like
glam rock. Glam rock, Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Really, yeah. Because it's like Bon Jovi, you know, it comes on in the club, right? People don't know it, apart from the whoa, and then
or the shut through the heart. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's all people know.
And
What
you get, yeah.
What really annoys me about, specifically with not entirely Kings of Leon fans, but I'm talking more of a type of person than just slagging off an entire band's fans, because I'm a fan of this band. Is the fact that there's these people who are just like, and I'm not gonna lie, hand on my heart, I used to be one of these people for quite a while. Only recently has my kind of opinion changed a bit since I've changed the style of music that I listen to. But the people that are kind of like, their early stuff is, you know, I get that people prefer things. But I went to watch Kings of Leon at Reading in 2018.
Yeah.
And there was just this woman right behind me who was going, oh, I'm actually surprised they've played loads of early stuff, but it's just really annoying. Like, all the people here are just to see Kings of Leon just because, and then I'm like, oh, this is an early song. Oh, no, that's not an early song. Like, they're only here to see just those two big songs. I'm like, come on. How much have you got to stick up your ass that you just can't admit that that they've got popular songs? Like, you can't say they sold out.
Yeah.
Because they always write their own music. They've always written their own music. They just happen to write something that blew up. But even then, and what annoys me, what I like to say to those people is, did you know that Kings of Leon headlined Glastonbury before those singles came out?
Wow, really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Which kind of, I feel like is not a counter argument, but kind of contradicts what those people say. You know, in the sense that they were big in Britain, you know? They had big albums. Like, I was talking to my uncle. His name's Paul. He's from Manchester. But he's a huge Kings of Leon fan.
Big up, Paul.
Big up, Paul. Big up Mr. Paul. No, Paul Lovely, actually. Sorry. Big up Paul Lovely. I was, like, talking to him because he's always been a massive fan of Kings of Leon. And I think I asked him quite recently, just as a genuine question, I said, well, I found out that they played Glastonbury before those songs had come out. And I was saying, well, how big were they in Britain? He said, well, they did kind of have like #1 albums. I think that because those songs have kind of made people forget about British popular culture, forget about their early career, that I think that it's just kind of clouded a lot of people's judgment about them.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is interesting.
Well, I guess it's interesting. I mean, I may not entirely be correct.
Well, it's like, can you imagine being a headliner for Glastonbury before your best song had come out? But, you know, actually, you know what's interesting? My one of my lecturers was telling me the other day that...
Excuse me?
Kings of Leon's producer thought they sold out. He didn't want them to put Sex on Fire on the album. He said he thought they were selling out, and then it blew up. And the lead singer hated it. I think it was the lead singer. Lead singer really hated it as well. I'm not sure if he likes it.
That happens with a lot of artists, though. Like, I don't know if there's a band called Temper Trap. Have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of them,
yeah. Sweet Disposition. That song.
I said I've heard of them, not I've heard them.
Oh. Yeah, but you should know that song. It's a big song. It's a very big song. Anyways. Pass my awful
Sorry,
singing.
everyone.
No, I should be apologising. They had a very similar thing, but they don't resent that song. They resent a different song, which is essentially like, I don't know, I just saw them talking about it in an interview, but they played that, when I saw them in London 4 years ago, they played that song for the very first time in years. Like, years.
Whoa.
Yeah, about 5 years or something. And I remember like sort of speaking to them about, like, not them personally, but seeing them speak about it on like interviews and things. It kind of made me go, okay, I can see why people would resent it, because at the end of the day, like, you don't know what song's going to be famous, right? So maybe in the case of Caleb Followill, he could have thought, well, maybe I don't think that this song is going to be famous, you know? Maybe he just thought it was a throwaway, like, because I mean, when you're writing albums at that stage, because that album is like their 4th album.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's not their first album. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. But I think you can have a means of, like, you don't think that's your best work, whereas everyone else does. So I think that there's that kind of groundedness.
Yeah, it's like not loving a child.
So I just grab a Claria.
Oh, I was eyeing that one up.
Oh,
It's
no.
fine, it's fine. I had to go. And then you snapped it in half as well. You.
No, I'm savouring them. So,
Yeah.
a random conversation about.
But Brendan Urie doesn't like playing. I write sins, not tragedies. He's really bored of it. There's videos of him just look so boring. But
I can see that, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know how they found me till I die now.
Right. So, recently, I did a gig.
Cool. Oh, Spookfest, yeah.
Yeah, Spookfest. You were there.
I
You
was,
weren't
yeah.
there for one of my fucking set.
I missed one of his sets.
Being a very poor friend. No.
Yeah.
So, it was something I feel like... have you played before? I don't think I've ever asked you. Well...
Not really.
Not really. Have you...
No, there was like a weird thing where... we'll save it for... we'll have to have a whole conversation about this.
Yeah.
Because it's a weird...
Well, it was a very sort of weird evening. Okay. Moving on. It was a very, very weird evening for me because I went out. Obviously, it was Halloween last weekend. Everyone was dressed up. So, me being a musician who's always focused on music, I went as Jim Morrison. I was a very good, not gonna lie, a very good Jim Morrison. I'll show you the photos after.
Good.
But I was so hungover because I had, you know, those nights where you're so pissed. Mm-hmm. You just kind of wake up fully clothed on top of your covers and go, oh, how did I get here?
No.
Yeah, no. I was wondering sort of how I got there, but I woke up still pissed, I think. Because I went downstairs and be like, all right, I'm going to go upstairs and do uni work. I'm going to go up and do this. I'm going to get all this shite done. Mm-hmm. And we then decided we were going to walk down to the Morrisons by ours to get some breakfast because they do a nice all day breakfast there. But anyways, we ended up getting lunch, blah, blah, blah. So, Bri, because I was travelling with Bri to this gig, who Bryony is one of my friends. I am her guitarist. She's like neo-soul sort of stuff.
Big up.
So I was also playing with my band. I've got Fill in the Blank as well, sort of like indie rock kind of stuff. So I'm doing a lot. So I was playing twice in one night again, which is just standard for me at this point. But we were, she was like saying to me, because I live next to her, and she was like, right, let's go get the food. And then she was like, Aiden, we're going to head to Connor's, her drummer. We're going to head to Connor's for 4:00. So I'm sat down at lunch. I'm getting worse and worse, you know. Getting worse and worse and worse. And then I look at, she's like, right, let's go home, get ready. She says, we might not be able to get there for 4. I was like, okay, that's cool. Maybe we'll get there for 5. I was like, all right, that's good. I look at the clock and I was like, we should get there for 4 just because it's easier. Look at the clock. It's 2. Well, no, it's nearly 3. It's like 10 minutes to 3. Right. I'm thinking, oh, no, I'm definitely not getting there for 4. So I go and pass out, wake up, and then obviously, because it was rush hour, finding traffic, it was all a bit of a bloody nightmare. So I was still hanging out my arse because I'd just woken up. As Bri was like, right, we're leaving. I'd just woken up. You will actually probably see this depending on whether this comes out before or after the vlog. The vlog is coming out in terms of when this filmed on the Friday. But I woke up, Bri was like, okay, right, you ready? I was like, yeah. Totally was, and I was in bed. And so we get to the gig.
Does she know that?
Oh, no, she does, yeah. I told her, I was like, not gonna lie, when you called me, I was still in bed. She went, no, I can tell. Because it was one of them, hello. You know what I mean? Like morning bass type voices. So we get there. And
aroused and confused.
As you can sort of tell, aroused and confused. Led Zeppelin tribute band. So as you can sort of like, as you could kind of tell, that place was a bit weird, wasn't it? It was. I've never played in an art gallery before.
Yeah, or a venue that has the lights on.
Mm.
That was the strangest part for me.
Well, I don't know. The fact that it had the lights on was an issue, though. You know. I don't know. I've played
It's
in
about the
places like that
atmosphere.
before.
Oh, really?
Well, the extremely strange, the really extremely strange thing about that gig was that I tell you what, I'll get onto that point later.
Okay.
But so we get there and it's like a warehouse, and I'm thinking, okay, this is just really, really odd. Like, I've never played with something like this in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything this way before, ever. Like, I've never thought it to be like this. I've never expected it to be like this. So we walk in, and there's not even a drum rug there. So Connor had to bring his carpet from home.
Oh my lord.
So we set up. They're not even micing the amps up. It's just one PA system, and I don't know. It just looks like we're playing in someone's basement. So I go to set up, and not that I'm thinking it's going to be a bad gig. I think, this is just going to be odd. It was just very, very odd, you know. And so, anyways, we set up, and the headline band do a sound check, and I'd actually be really surprised. It sounded great. It sounded really good.
It was really good.
It was, wasn't it?
That was the thing. It was like, I got there and I was like, whoa, this is a weird venue. Because I'd been there in the daytime. And I think I'd heard that they did events before actually, but then I got there and I was really surprised. It sounded great for such a small room.
A small room, no miking up. Like, everything was, just done. I don't know. It seemed to be exactly what it should have been for a gig. Like, I didn't expect it there.
Well, smaller rooms, you don't. I think my live sound lecturer was saying that you don't always need to mic everything up.
Exactly.
Especially the kit.
Well, I just didn't think the room was going to sound good because it was so wide. It wasn't closed in like a lot of those kind of drum rooms and things. You expect them to be, a bit shit if they're not properly done, like in the nicest way possible about the room, because rooms are people too. But
sorry,
the thing that was the most odd, which it has taken us a while to get here, but the thing that was most strange about it was a Halloween gig. It was called Spookfest. I think that's really cool.
Well done to Petsy promoters.
Yeah,
well,
Petsy, well done. You
Thank
guys
you
put on
for
a great gig.
night. Yeah.
And one of the people put together essentially like a massive film, Halloween spooky film montage on. However, it was on in the background while the bands were playing. So it was so, like, not as in terms of, I was at the back with one of my mates, Sam, and we were just pissing ourselves.
Oh, really?
Because, you'd hear this, like sort of Paolo Nutini style, funky, really cool stuff being played.
Indeed.
And in the background is the green ghost from Ghostbusters going, nom, 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 nom.
I see.
And you could hear ding, ding, ding. You know what I mean? But we were playing our set, right? And this was where it got me. Because me and Sam were doing it and we were laughing. So we got on to do our set and we had to wear a costume for it. Fill in the blank was very last minute. So we decided that our costume was going to be 6 t-shirts. So we put on 6 shirts.
Nice.
So everyone wore 6 shirts. Everyone, yeah. Emil's enjoying it.
There you go.
Oh yeah. There goes the camera. Everyone wore 6 t-shirts for our set, and essentially, oh man, we were taking one off every time, but I think I was about 3-4 shirts down, and I look behind me because I see Sam at the back, and I just see him go. I can see him smirking. I can see him laughing. I'm going, oh, fucking hell. So I turn around, and you know that from the, 70s werewolf film, the dude turning into the werewolf and you see his hands like growing. That's playing. So I look behind. I'm like, what the hell? No, why? So we're out there playing this like sort of fast-paced sort of indie, that's like, I guess it's not really indie pop, but indie, I guess, slow, mellow indie rock, melodic indie rock. And we were, I was like, going, what? And I was a song I was singing. I went, what the? But then obviously I played Bryce sets after.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Bryce set went incredibly well as well.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
From what the place was, and the fact I've never played in like that sort of setting before of an art gallery, which was strange. And kind of cool to just see the backs of an art gallery, you know what I mean? See how these places work. I'm always interested by that kind of stuff.
What art gallery specifically?
Well, not art specifically, no.
You went to the Tate and you're like, what's going on in the background, man?
Oh, no, the Tate.
Show me your secrets.
I went to the Tate recently. I actually went to Tate Modern recently.
Oh, really? Which one?
Tate Modern, the one just by the bank. One in the building that looks like a penis. It's got the two.
Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't. Side and a giant.
I didn't know there was one in Birmingham.
No, not in Birmingham. In London, the Tate Modern. This was in July.
Goodness me.
And God, it was shite.
Oh, really?
It was really bad. Well, they had a lot of exhibits on, and you had to like pay extra for those exhibits. But in terms of like what else is there was nothing there. Mm-hmm. Like I really wanted to do was take my mask, fold it into a triangle, and put it in the corner, and then just turn to my family and just go, "Can you go over and start taking pictures of that?"
Oh, you should have done that.
That would have been really funny.
That would have been so good.
I do regret not doing it. I'm not gonna lie. I do really regret not doing it. But
A Take on Post-COVID UK by ADian and Ickle.
Yeah, but look, a mask folded into the shape of a chair. That was it. I was going to try and fold it into the shape of a chair and just put it in the corner. And think, look, if some dyslexic kid who also has dyspraxia with no hand-eye coordination skills for that kind of stuff can get people taking photos at the Tate Modern, then I can do anything.
Follow your dreams.
No, but in terms of like gigs and things, sorry, I've got chocolate in my mouth.
I'm really conscious of my eating noises being heard.
I'm trying to stay away.
Yeah, I keep backing up, but I think it's too far gone.
In terms of sort of,
sorry.
In terms of for me,
big one.
I love the last. Thank you, mate. In terms of like gigs I've played in places like that before, and a very funny one springs to mind. Mm-hmm. It ended up being in this like weird youth centre. It was meant to be in a church, ended up in this strange youth centre.
That is strange.
Only thing that was mic'd up again was the vocals, but it's this cover band. I wonder what's happened to them. But they played, I'll say, the most interesting form of "I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor" I've ever heard. And if my friends do end up watching this, I think they'll know what I'm on about. But I don't know. I didn't expect it to go as smoothly as it did. Mm-hmm. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to enjoy it, to actually have a good turnout at a place like that. Because, and I think that idea, that what they've done, I think if any of the Petsy lot end up watching this, I think they should maybe try to do something similar. Yeah, hello. Hi, guys. If I feel like they should do something like that again, like somewhere that's a little bit different.
Yeah, a bit DIY. Yeah, because it was cool. I did like the...
I really want to do like a backyard house festival. Like a backyard house festival, yeah. Like, Lee Fest. Have you ever heard of Lee Fest?
Maybe.
It's a festival. It was kind of smallish for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But they did this thing, essentially, where he just did like an all-day festival in his back garden because he had nothing to do. So he set up about a stage, everything, called it Leaf Fest. And then he did it again because all his mates are you going to put Leaf Fest on again? So he did it the next year. And then after that, he had to hire out a pub to do it because loads of people wanted to go because people were coming back and new people. He was doing advertisement.
Wow.
And he now has a festival that has a cap of 35,000 people after about 6 or 7 years. Mm-hmm. But I just really like the idea. It was just a backyard festival. Invite a load of random bands to say, look, this is a house party. Bring your fucking mates. You know what I mean? Bring your own booze. You know, come down.
Yeah.
And let's enjoy AIDS Fest.
Oh my god!
No, it's not gonna. No, that was really poor. It's not gonna be called AIDS Fest. My actual name. Well, actually, people already know. My name's Aiden, but I'd have to think of a different name. Maybe Adfest or something, rather than Aid. But, but I like that idea
Live
behind.
Aid.
But I feel like in terms of what that night was, I feel like you could actually garner quite a big success out of, you know, doing it in places people don't expect it to be done. You know, hire it out because you can pay for this. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. You know, but you got to pick your places. Like I feel like other than a gallery, I can't think of one. I feel like a cafe in the evening and a full gig, but would be really cool. But you got to think of space, ain't you?
Ain't ya?
Yes, ain't ya?
Ain't ya?
Ain't ya? My Dorset
yeah.
popping out there.
Huh?
That was my Dorset popping out.
That
was my Dorset twang.
Your Dorset twang, ain't ya?
You're right, Mush.
Oh, you mucker. So, speaking of gigs,
oh yeah,
you got a Mamaroos gig coming up, or a couple of them?
Really? I do indeed. Yeah. Yes. So it's very similar to what this gig you came to see on Friday was.
Spookfest.
Yeah, Spookfest. Being organised by the very good friend of ours, Emil.
Sorry.
And the IP Better Promotions lot.
I don't really
which
like
I've
Emil.
done stuff with before. But I'm actually quite excited about it. I think it's going to be different. I played Mamaroos with them last time. And it was, I'm not going to lie, awfully disorganised. No, I'm kidding. No, it was actually, it was very, very, I don't know, it felt professional. I don't know, playing Mamaroos for me is a very weird, kind of surreal thing. Because
it's a cool venue.
Well, it's very cool, but it was a sense of when I first came to see this uni that we go to. Uni's called BIM, shout out BIM Birmingham. But when I first came to here, I'd been recording in Wolverhampton with this guy called Gavin Monaghan, or I call him Monaghan, but apparently it's Monaghan or something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I had been recording with him, and every single time I'd wanted to come here because I'd never been here up until that point. And I was just saying, like, lads, let's go. So finally, I can manage to convince them because we had 2 days where they were doing mixes. So we came here and met the lead singer of Candid, Rob, and I was like walking around. I was going, damn, this place is so different. Anyways, I've decided to leave that band. I thought that, you know, it's not there for me. I don't want to do that. I want to be in a city. So the first thing that popped in my head was here. So when I came up to see it, it was about December 2019, like the first week. So nearly 2 years ago now. And we had a look at the uni that we're currently studying at. And I just remember thinking, oh, wow, this is where I want to be. This is incredible. Yeah. It was so good. Yeah. But after that, we were like, right, we're going to get some food or go for a drink, and just me and my parents, and we're like, all right, yeah, let's go for a drink. So we go in, and I'm like, I'd heard of Mamaroos, and I wanted to go there, and I went, oh, let's go in there. I remember going in there and being a bit blown away by it, you know, being very, holy crap, like, I can't believe this, like, this place is really cool. So playing it the first time for me, now that 5-minute story's over, playing that for me the first time, especially, and again as well, I'd thought about playing there a lot because it was just on my list, you know. I mean, having gone there, seen it, been, oh wow, this is incredible, been here so impressed by being here because I'd never been to Digbeth by this point because I'd only been to Birmingham once.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all of this and going, wow, this is incredible. Like, I can't believe it. And I think I'll always be excited to play Mamaroos due to that. You know, there's a lot of, there's an attachment to it, you know?
It drew you into Birmingham.
Yeah,
In a
definitely.
sense.
I feel like Mamaroos is definitely part of that. It will always sit in my head. And I think if I was able to headline a sold-out Mamaroos one day, I think I definitely would. And Teary Aiden would come out again.
Oh, Teary Aiden.
Yeah, Teary Aiden. Unfortunately, Teary Aiden makes a lot more appearances than I'd like him to. Oh, I've dropped me kebab on the floor.
Is that a true story?
Oh, no, there's actually a true story that... Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this now, but if my family do end up watching this, there's a story called The Crybab. I'd gone out with my friend Joe. Shout out Joe. I'd gone out with him in Bournemouth, and at the time he had a long distance girlfriend, and she was over. So I had been drinking since about 6 or 7 o'clock that day. So we'd met him in 60 Million Postcards, me and my parents, and then my parents were like, right, we're going home. I was like, I'll go too. So I had loads of drinks in this place in Bournemouth, and then we were going to the club opposite the road. By the time we were getting into the club, I was gone, man. I could barely walk. I was fucked. And I got in there, then proceeded to lose my Rizzlers and phone. So I was just like, oh, fuck, I've lost it. And then at which point Joe went, look, I think you need to leave, mate. It wasn't a kind of, I don't want you here. It was a very nice gesture of, you're pissed, go home. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be out. You need to be in bed. And I proceeded to get a Crybab. But because I thought at the time I was so drunk, I thought Joe didn't want me there. I thought, oh, Joe doesn't like me anymore. So I then proceeded to walk up this hill and up to our flat in Bournemouth with this kebab in tears. And then I sat down in front of my parents crying about this whole thing. Entirely eating my kebab, never stopping eating my kebab. It's like, oh, Joe doesn't oh no, stuffing my face kebab. Well, anyways, my mum woke up the next morning and found chili sauce and garlic mayo stained against the wall. Yeah, it was, I'm not gonna lie, not my finest performance. I got a few of them.
Not your finest performance. I'm bringing a kebab to your next gig.
Yeah.
I'll just throw it at you.
Yeah, I just love a kebab, and just like I'd have basically like depending on how you like your garlic sauce and chili. Well, I know, chili sauce and garlic mayo. There we go. I'd have like a red splash and a white splash. Maybe the other way around. No, not at all. Oh dear.
I've just seen that our news guy has been sending us messages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we've got Airplanes, Hayley Williams, B.O.B. 2010 release. So we've got Youth and Young Manhood, Kings of Leon 2003. I've got an attachment with one image.
Okay.
It's a King of Leon band doesn't matter. 6 years ago, Oh, it's talking about Slayton. Don't matter.
Okay. No worries.
So
he's just proving a point.
Yeah.
No, we do have someone else helping us out here. Unfortunately, he's off camera at the minute, but he's just every time Jamie picks up his phone, that's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
But,
I'm not listening to you anyway. But
yeah, of course. And that's because I'm not easy to listen to.
No.
It's because I'm rude. So, back on to the point of gigs, in terms of like with Mamaroos and things. I think this one that's coming up, I'm thoroughly looking forward to. Definitely, obviously, going to vlog it. Yeah. But what I've never done before, and has just started. Oh, thank you, bro. Has started happening recently, is that I started playing twice in one night. I've never done that before, but what a weird experience that is.
I wouldn't know. Why is it weird?
Well, it's the sense of I don't know, it feels strange in the way that with a few of them, with a couple of them, like the one on Friday and the first proper ADian gig I did, which was Sunflower to No One, I was right after. It was one after the other. Oh, that felt good. Like, I didn't really have the feeling of it because I didn't really, you know what I mean? I didn't have time to then go off, grab myself a drink, talk to people, you know, enjoy the stuff that I'd usually enjoy in those situations.
Yeah.
Whereas for the first Mamaroos one that I did, I was first on myself and then last on with Bryony. Which to me was strange. It was really strange.
Yeah.
Because you have that period of time where everyone else is playing, which is really fun and exciting. But when you play once, you either do it before if you're a headliner, or like, you know what I mean? You always know, or if you're at any other place or first support or whatever, you're either after or before, you know. That's it. After that, like, that's all you have to focus on. Whereas with that one specifically, I had to focus on that first gig, put my mind into it, performance, what I was going to say, and then go up and then have to go and play guitar again, which, I don't know, is a weird thing to do.
Yeah, it's also the pressure of opening and then being the headlining band as well.
The pressure of performance, like, I mean, I do occasionally get it, but it's not that bad. You know,
all right.
It's never. No, I don't know what I mean, this is my 5th year, pretty much, now doing this now.
Yeah, of course.
So
that makes sense.
I mean, it's just gotten to a point where it feels almost natural to me, which is what feels unnatural. You know, the fact that I can do it with it being natural kind of makes it feel unnatural. But I've recently, like, I always used to think about that kind of stuff a lot. But now I'm starting to sort of see it as more of a live in the moment kind of thing. You don't know what's going to happen. Whereas with that one, I was forced into having this massive 3-band, 3-act gap where I had to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at the venue. I can't leave because I got to either set. I can maybe leave for 20 minutes or so, but I mean, I can't leave. I can't get too pissed.
You want to see the acts in between as well.
Exactly. I can't get too pissed.
Yeah.
Because I've got to play later.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of thought process, which is why I think the point I'm getting to of why it felt so strange, was because it was a feeling of excitement, arousal. No, I'm kidding.
And confusion.
No. It's like a feeling of excitement with a type of nerve I've never had before. It was a kind of nerve of, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen here. Or, it was a nerve of, oh, God, I hope I haven't done this wrong and ruined the night for someone else, you know. It was, I've never been to a gig where I've had to worry about someone else's kind of persona on stage and what they're going to do, you know.
Yeah.
I've never had to think about that. And that was what made that so strange. Because it was, you know, I've done my bit. I've done what I need to do. And then I've got to go off and go on and then perform again, but for someone else. And it felt odd. It felt really odd.
Yeah, that's interesting, that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've had a couple of those recently. There was that one, which is in a gig experience I've never had before. And I think what's making it even stranger is the fact that I had a massive gigging break. Year's gigging break, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the other one was I've never had an entire crowd sing something back to me before.
Yeah.
So obviously you were there at that gig, dressed in my merch. Well, it wasn't even my merch. It was something Emil and that lot made, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I've never. That was another one. I think
I've seen better merch.
Yeah, I've seen better merch. Yeah. I think that was why that one got to me. Why I cried on that stage. You know,
because you saw me in the shirt.
Yeah, I saw your face. It was glowing. The spotlight, the music I was playing, all muted, and it just zoomed in right on your face. No,
it's like that. It's like that. You know, the Disney show with the house smile. She's like,
Yeah, and it was like any romantic comedy where it involves music. And then they were showing
it's like The Wedding Singer.
Yeah. It is exactly like The Wedding Singer.
Oh, man.
But that headliner gig, which was why I did shed a tear or two, was because I've never had, like, that was just weird. That was full engagement, this is where a long point I'm getting to here. But do you think, something that is specifically to every city, or just like gigging in general, that's changed because of COVID?
What?
So do you think that these gigs are much more energetic and enjoyable because COVID, or just because we're in Birmingham? Because I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of both. Yeah.
But well, on to another point, is the Easy Life concert you went to.
Yes.
Because I think if that was probably not very dancey, it was very singy. They were always bound to be.
Yeah, there was a bit of jumping, but yeah, you're right. It was dancing, waving your arms and stuff. But I also didn't know many of the words. I realised that I wasn't as big on Easy Life as I thought I was.
Oh, really?
I love
Easy Life,
but now I think I'm going to get really into them because
they're worth getting into. They're an absolutely cracking band. We'll get onto them in a minute.
Yeah.
However, I think in terms of the point I made earlier, of that, with things being different places in Birmingham and all this kind of stuff, is what I would want to see is, and I've never done anything like this before, is go to one band's night on every single tour as an audience member, not as an artist, because I feel like as an artist it's a bit different because you're the one performing for them. You've got to
go on a band's tour every single night.
Would just go to every single night, because I've seen people that do that, and I'd want to see how different everything would be, and then compare that to the gigs that I've been to pre-COVID.
And you'd be guaranteed seeing the best show of the tour as well.
At some point, yeah. Like, but I'd want to know, like, is it always like that? Like, because I've been to some pretty insane gigs in Bournemouth. Is every night like that?
No,
or are some nights different? Are some nights good because they performed it well?
It's up to the performer, isn't it? You got.
Well, I in terms of with Royal Blood, I feel like they're quite a good example of it. That they don't jump into the crowd.
No.
They don't really tell people to mosh. I feel like Easy Life would be the same. I feel like
Easy Life jumped in the crowd like mad.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They love it, man. Yeah. Even the drummer. It was during
I wouldn't expect that.
A message
Easy
to
Life
myself.
concert.
Yeah.
Damn.
So basically, it was towards the end of the show, obviously. But yeah, I mean, he was always going to stage dive for Nightmares.
Yeah, true.
So
I think that's one, because being in a classic indie rock kid, I don't think I can see anybody jumping into the crowd for it if it's not that hard, But to be fair, I've started to see why rappers do it, and I could probably, to be honest, with my music, I'd probably do it as well.
I bet
that is similar style to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as someone who clearly didn't know as much Easy Life as they thought, how was the gig?
It was really good. It was really good. But I realised that when it comes to because I'm quite short, so I got to stand.
I mean, it's called A View From Down Here, so
exactly,
the View From Down Here. So Ickle Jamie's bringing the facts.
Jamie, yeah. So you got to stand at a gig like that's absolutely packed with your.
You got a problem, mate?
Shut up.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Anyways, as you were saying,
I'm really sorry.
As you were saying, man.
He looked like he thought I was serious for a second, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
It was like.
Anyways, as you were saying, man.
So I got to stand there with my knees locked the entire night, so that.
Yeah, so you can see everything on your tippy toes.
And then my back's like that. So.
Okay, stop laughing at short people problems. We're having a short person conversation now.
How's the view from over there, dickhead?
How's the view of being in a cunt?
Whoa!
Sorry, Mel. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, so and then standing there for like 2 hours.
So how many gigs have you been to?
I've been to a fair few. I've been to more festivals than I've been gigs, I'd say, or seen more shows at festivals than I have gigs, and that's how I get I get exhausted quick of just being stood up. Yeah.
Well, festivals like you're in the sun all day.
Sober,
you do get dehydrated. You always got to take that into factor. However, in terms of being at the back of the front, where do you stand?
I would. It's always it depends on the band.
On the band,
how fussed I am. But I'd close to the front the better. I always find. Especially because if I'm going to a concert, I still want a bit of moshing, a bit of dancing, and it's always better at the front.
I quite enjoy that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And that's why people stand at the back, because they want to just.
Well, here's the thing. It's something I've realised recently, and that's probably my old age. But yeah, I'm only 22.
Years and years of wisdom.
It's something I've sort of been not. That's crossed my mind a lot. Is that I've actually started to quite enjoy the back, and maybe even for bands I enjoy, I might even stand at the back, because I've discovered, and this was my brothers that taught me this. You can go at the back, go with your mates. One, you're the closest to the bar.
Yeah, you got loads of space to dance around.
You got room,
as well.
So you can just act like an absolute idiot and dance. And
That's
enjoy yourself.
really, really good point.
And you don't need to see the artist. And that's one important part of the gigs. It's why I'm so annoyed about phones at gigs. Is that, like, why are you concentrating on, like, I film at gigs, all right? But I don't film the whole thing. Like, I will film bits.
Same.
But maybe sometimes put it on Snap. But they're for me. Like, I've still got footage of my Gorillaz gig I went 2 years ago. Yeah. Stone Roses. I've still got gig videos from that. And I do go back and watch them. That's only because I'm passionate about music. But it's something I've realised massively recently. It makes it really, really enjoyable.
That's interesting. I might try that.
I think it's worth it. It's much better when you're with a bunch of mates. If you're with two of you, then you go a little bit further forward so you can see it, and then sort of stand there and nod and enjoy it. Yeah. Whereas if you're with your mates and there's a big group of you, it's much better at the back. But I once pissed a lot of 1975 fans off at the back. So Me and You Together song.
It's what I go to school for.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like that. So when that came on, I was like, I love this song. That's what I got. And honestly, I was getting like full on like.
Really?
People were not happy.
That's so weird. It's because they either don't know the song, or they know it and they're upset.
Yeah, I get what you mean, man. Like, I think I can understand why I would have pissed people off. I'm loud, and it's not gonna lie, a little bit of an obnoxious thing.
It depends if you're bumping into him though.
Well, no,
if someone's loud at a concert,
at the back. I was right at the back.
Right.
But I think that either they didn't know it, they didn't know it, or they didn't know it, or they're not a massive fan of the 1975 version or whatever. It's not part of that, but I think it was mainly just because they're there. It's the band they're there to see.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to hear someone screaming "busted" at the back. But one thing that I've always thought with gigs is that people need to. Sorry, that's just a funny image, isn't it? Is that I feel like people need to understand both sides of you're not the only one there. So in terms of like with me, I definitely need to respect the fact that there are other people there, so I should probably calm down a little bit, But I feel like those people also need to expect that I don't need to have to act absolutely perfect for them.
Yeah.
And it's that fine line. And if you go to a gig with a band, which is why I loved my gig, was that it was everyone has that sort of opinion, which is why festivals are very enjoyable, and this is why I always class festival sets different to venue sets, because festivals, everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah.
Whereas, like these gigs, you know, some people people want different nights, which is something I always respect.
Yeah.
I will always respect that. I'll
Yeah.
never be, you know, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I would like you to leave me alone a bit.
Yeah.
You know, I want to enjoy myself. Like everyone has fun in different ways.
There's got to be a bit because there's a buzzkill when they push you. Mind you, there's a guy at the Easy Life gig yesterday, off his rocker, and basically he was on his own, had no understanding there were a lot of people around him. But then somehow bumped into another person who was off his rocker, and then they were having fun, and then it wasn't actually that bad at that point. But basically he bumped into my friend Tom, who then ended up getting bumped into me. I almost went flying, man. It was crazy. It was, but this guy was like consistently bumping Tom. I could tell he was getting vexed about it, and I would as well, because it was like I'd see him get nudged. So it gets to a point, because obviously there's the balance that you have to find, and also you're like touching people is different.
In that case, I feel like if it's bumping into someone, I think that you have kind of got to
again, because you have to be aware of what you're doing.
I think the good thing is Tom was, even though you could probably tell it did annoy him, it was not really his place. Maybe if he'd gone like I once got tapped on the back by some dude saying, "Can you stop dancing? You're annoying my girlfriend." I turned around and went, "Look, I'm just having fun, bro. If you don't want to see me dancing, then move."
Yeah, yeah.
He was like trying to hit me in the back and stuff. I was just like,
Jesus.
I know, and then some people are like that. Just
annoying your girlfriend. Is that his girlfriend? Is that what he said?
I can't remember exactly what the dude said.
Because if you're annoying my girlfriend.
I don't think it was annoying. It was just like you're like, I don't know, bumping into her or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was just like, there's nothing stopping you from stepping back.
Yeah.
Or moving past me and just saying, look, can we get in front of you?
Well, that was the problem last night. Is Tom was like, oh, would you be able to shuffle along? And then like, no. So like there was no room. It was so packed. What it was a really packed room of songs that are just sort of like nodders and vibers, and this guy's like throwing himself around and stuff. Like his energy was like that bit at the end.
So what, you were like in the middle of crowd?
No, we were quite far back actually.
There just wasn't loads of space.
No, there wasn't loads. No, it was at the O2 Academy in Bristol, which isn't. It's quite shallow.
No, I have seen
wide.
it. It's got the balcony in it.
Yeah, so it's got the balcony, but I don't know. I can't imagine watching it. Well, to be fair, I think I'd actually really enjoy watching a gig from the balcony.
I have before. I went, first time I ever saw 1975 was from seated area, which was I'm going to enjoy myself. So
yeah, you
got pissed, very pissed.
Good.
And got picked up on the side of the street with a kebab in my hand.
Oh,
very enjoyable.
Crying?
No, not crying this time.
No.
Well, I think we've covered everything pretty much, haven't we?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, in which case, for all the people that did stick with us for the hour, which is probably thanks, Mum, thanks, Dad.
Yeah. I don't think my mum and dad are watching.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't believe in your part. No, I don't.
If you are watching, Mum and Dad, I'm really sorry.
But yeah, this has been the first ever one. We don't know if it's gonna get posted. We don't know when.
It might not get posted.
I've been ADian. That's been Ickle Jamie. Yeah, Ickle Jamie. Yeah, and hopefully we'll have another episode for you guys soon.
Bye bye. Love you. Mwah. Cool. That was good fun, wasn't it?